This is the Gospel of John chapter 2, verse 10. We've just suspended a conversation that the chief steward, or the best man, is having with the groom at his wedding there in Cana. This is probably several days into the week-long wedding celebration. Jesus has transformed water into wine, although the precise mechanics of the miracle are left completely in the dark to us. We only know that it somehow happened in the process of conveying this water to the chief steward, and thus we pick up now the conversation that this man has with the bridegroom, in which Kai and lege, he says, auto, pronoun, dative, singular, masculine, and he says to him. Pas is an adjective. It means all or every, in the singular, usually every, as it is here. So pas anthropos, every man. Proton, this is the adverb, first. Ton kalon, oinon, the good wine. This word kalon can mean good or beautiful. It means good normally in a non-moral sense, not in the sense of a good deed or a good man, but rather good in the sense of something tasting good or looking good, that idea. So every man first the good wine, tithesen. This is from tithemi, the me verb in the Greek language, which means to set forth, to set out. So the good wine sets out. This is the first person or third person singular of this. So every man sets forth the good wine. Kai, hotan, and when, using the on there suggests the use of the subjunctive, which indeed is what we have here, and when, methus thosen. This is from methusko, and the simple meaning of it is I am drunk, or I become drunk. I drink to the state of intoxication. And of course that's a little bit of humor in the story as we have it. This is the subjunctive, and when they have drunk, that's third person, aorist subjunctive. So every man sets forth good wine at the beginning, and then when people have drunk or become intoxicated, ton elasso, the lesser wine, the wine that is worse, the wine that is of less good quality. This, of course, is not to suggest that at this particular wedding celebration everybody had become drunk. Nothing like that is implied by it. But it is kind of an axiom that basically you serve the best stuff at the beginning, and then when people have become somewhat satiated, you might supply to them something that's less good quality, especially in a situation like this. So there is a little bit of wry humor in this particular statement, and we should not take it as meaning anything more than that necessarily, except to note that, of course, the wine that's being referred to here is clearly alcoholic wine. This is not grape juice. This is the kind of wine that if you drink enough of it, you would become intoxicated, although some people have made Herculean efforts to try to deprive the New Testament of the normal meaning of the word wine. That certainly is a colossal exercise in futility. This is wine in the normal sense of the word. But it's certainly not a judgment as to the drunkenness or the purported drunkenness of anyone that happened to be present at this particular time. You, he says, this is the pronoun, second person singular, emphatic use of it here. You, tereo, it's the word to keep. This is the perfect of it. You have kept, the perfect tense here. You have kept ton kalon, the good, same word as here. You've kept this oinon, wine, heos arti, until now, or until this particular moment. So it is an interesting conversation. Most people serve the better stuff at the beginning and then hold off for the less high quality later, but you've saved the very best wine until now. Unwittingly, of course, affirming that Jesus had performed this miracle, even though he was not aware a miracle had been performed. He's simply noting in passing to this gentleman, the bridegroom, the rather unusual circumstances that are implied here. Obviously, John is driving home to us the idea of new wine, that this is a moment in which there is the production of something that's going to be new, and this new wine motif that we find showing up occasionally in the ministry of Jesus is certainly being hinted at even in this particular statement.